Hey there, it's Dr. Lori here, and welcome to the New Teacher Summer Block Party. Today we're kicking things off with 3 challenges every new teacher faces, and we're going to talk about how you can handle each one like a pro. And be sure to stick around until the end because I'm going to share how you can win some very cool prizes for your classroom. This is going to be so much fun. I've been thinking a lot about what I wanted to talk about on my very first YouTube video, or what feels like my very first real YouTube video, because until now I've really been on YouTube to share my podcast only. I haven't actively been making videos on YouTube. And as I always do in my podcast, I begin with asking myself, what is my intention? And my generalized intention in starting a YouTube channel and spending time with you in this way every week is to inspire and uplift you. My intention is that you're going to feel lighter, more loved, more cared for, appreciated, and supported as a result of us spending this time together. And the other part of my intention is that I think that more and more over the last couple of years, I've wanted to get more away from social media, and especially with all the negativity trending on social media over the last 6 months to a year, particularly when it comes to teaching, I don't want to keep putting energy into something that feels largely negative so much of the time. And that's why I want to create this incredible space here on YouTube for us to remind ourselves of the thing that I've been talking about since I began my podcast in 2019. And that's this, that energy flows where attention goes. I want to dedicate this channel to creative solutions, to positive vibes, and to genuine mindset reminders we all need. So if you've ever felt like you're the only one feeling behind or unsure or overwhelmed, please know that you're not alone. These 3 struggles that we're going to talk about today show up for almost everyone, but most people don't talk about them, and it's not just for new teachers. So let's bring these into the light and give you some practical ways to overcome them. So the first challenge that a lot of new teachers experience is feeling like you don't know enough. And by the way, experienced teachers feel this too. So you've got the degree, the certification, you've done the student teaching, you've got some experience, and yet suddenly it feels like none of that actually prepared you for the real classroom, right? Especially today's classrooms. So if you're feeling this way, you are not alone. And every month when we have our kudos and convos conversations inside the Classroom Management Club, even experienced teachers are struggling with the realities of today's classroom. So if you're struggling with this, please know you are in excellent company. So here's what to do. And experienced teachers, we're talking about all of us. I want you to give yourself permission to say, I don't know that yet. That little word, yet, is so powerful. Even though we don't often realize it, that thought of, I don't know enough, is what's causing our discomfort and that pain that we're feeling around what's happening in our classrooms. Because how does it feel to talk to yourself that way? I don't know enough. I don't know what to do. What our brains process that as is, I'm not good enough. And how does that feel to say to yourself? Not very good, right? It feels really disempowering. And yet when things don't go as well as we'd like them to in our classrooms, when we're really struggling, we tend to go into the, at least I do, I don't know enough, I'm not good enough, disempowering loop. And it's actually like we have a wiring problem. When we're struggling with something, our brains get stuck in this loop. But when we add that word, I don't know enough yet, it opens up so many more possibilities, right? It opens us up to curiosity, to the freedom and luxury that is available to all of us to allow ourselves to continue to learn. It doesn't cost us a thing to do that. And most importantly, to hope. So the next time that you start feeling like you don't know enough, like you're not good enough, like you don't have the answer to the problem you're currently facing in your classroom, take a breath and give yourself permission to add the word yet to this sentence so that your subconscious hears hope and possibility, not words of disempowerment. Now, the second thing a lot of new teachers struggle with is classroom management fears. So, and experienced teachers too, by the way, right? Most new teachers lose sleep over behavior. What if the kids don't listen? What if I can't get control? And again, this isn't just new teachers. Experienced teachers are challenged all the time in their classrooms too with this. What am I supposed to do with this kid or with this group of kids who keep challenging me? Maybe it's a whole class for you right now. So first of all, if you've been teaching for a while, I encourage you to get back to the basics. and really pay attention to when you're experiencing this problem in your classroom. I promise you, if this keeps happening in your classroom, there's a pattern. So instead of assuming this problem is because we're not capable of managing a classroom, because that doesn't feel very empowering, does it? To take on the perspective of like, I don't know enough. Instead, take on the perspective of a detective. Start paying close attention and begin asking yourself questions like, do things go off the rails first thing in the morning as kids come in? Well, then we might need to tighten up our morning routine, right? Is it during whole class instruction that things seem to go off the rails? Well, then we may need to learn some strategies to prevent blurting in our classrooms. Maybe we're talking for too long. Maybe we're not giving our students enough breaks. There's always a reason behind any behavior that we're seeing. And that's a very empowering thought, right? Because when you figure out the pattern behind the problem, you can begin working on a solution. And if there isn't a pattern, if you've taken a very close look at this, and if the behavior is surprising, well, that's a clue that something might be going on outside of the classroom that we might need to investigate. Again, the problem is not actually that you're having classroom management challenges. The problem is what we're saying to ourselves about these challenges. So instead of saying things to yourself like nothing works with these kids, try taking a more curiosity-driven approach to working with your class and focusing on asking yourself, what else might be going on here? Now, the third challenge that teachers struggle with is decision fatigue and overwhelm, right? If you're nodding your head, you're not alone. There are a million things to do all at once, and it's easy to feel like you're always behind. So here's what I encourage you to do. If you want to get your time back and you want to feel less overwhelmed, we, my friends, are going to need to give up our addiction to perfectionism and our unwavering dedication to our holier-than-thou to-do lists. I don't know if you're anything like me, but the moment I have something on my to-do list, I feel like I can't stop working until I've checked off every last thing, and it's exhausting. And it's like weirdly satisfying to get everything checked off, right? But that isn't going to give us our work-life balance. It's going to ensure that we're working as long as humanly possible, and it's going to lead to burnout. On our Kudos and Convos call last week, one of our members asked for how she could get everything done on her list. She was asking for tips and suggestions for how she could get everything done on her list before the end of the year. And it's a great question, right? And a very well-intentioned question. And it got me thinking that in teaching, sometimes we ask the wrong questions, right? So instead of asking ourselves, how do I get it all done? And believe me, I've done that 100 times too. How do I get it all done? What are some better strategies to get it all done? I think we need to be asking ourselves how we can let go of our need to do it all. How can we let go of our expectation that we should do it all? The mantra I teach inside the Ready for School Academy and the Classroom Management Club is this: done is better than perfect. Because according to the Learning Policy Institute, 44% of teachers leave the profession in the first 5 years. You've worked so hard for your degree. You've spent a ton of time and money earning that degree. And if you want to avoid becoming a statistic and achieve a work-life balance and have a life outside of teaching, you have to commit more to your own mental health than to that to-do list. So keep a sticky note on your desk that says done is better than perfect. Let it be your daily reminder, a reminder that these 3 struggles are normal. They don't mean you're failing. They mean you're learning. And you're learning at every stage of your career, no matter how long you've been teaching. Now, if you're a new teacher and you'd love some help preparing for your first year of teaching, or if you're an experienced teaching and you are changing grades or you're changing schools, I am opening up registration for my free masterclass, How to Prepare for the School Year in 5 weeks or less, on Wednesday, April 16th. And inside that free class, I'm going to walk you through the 5 steps you need to take to ensure you're truly ready for the school year. And towards the end of that class, I'll invite you to join me inside the Ready for School Academy. It is so much fun watching students go through the Ready for School Academy, watching teachers go through this, because they become so much more empowered and excited and confident by the end of it. So if you're curious, I'm going to drop the link below where you're watching this video so you can save your seat. Also, here's how you could win some really cool stuff for your classroom. I love giving prizes and gifts away, so this is going to be so much fun for us to do together. Every week for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be asking you a question at the end of each video, and my team and I are going to be reading all of your answers and comments below each video. We're going to be choosing 10 teachers who are contributing to the conversation each week in positive and helpful, supportive, and kind ways. And those 10 teachers are going to win one of my Dr. Lori's favorite classroom things prizes that I'm going to be announcing on a video on May 10th, 2025. So each teacher will win one item on that list. We'll be announcing the winners on Saturday, May 10th, 2025. So to be entered to win one of those prizes, go ahead and comment below with your biggest takeaway from today's video, or one way that you help yourself maintain a problem-solving mindset in teaching. I cannot wait to read your comments. So hit that subscribe button, share this with your teacher besties, and I'll see you next week for our next New Teacher Block Party video. You've got this, and as always, remember, just because you're a beginning elementary teacher, there's no need for you to struggle like one. Bye for now.